Finally made it to Gainesville. 26 hours later, 3 bus rides, 4 hours of traffic jams. Finally made it. Well, not quite yet. Waiting on an Uber to get to Amicalola Falls, which is the southern trailhead of the Appalachian Trail. So that's another 45-minute ride from here. I'm just hanging out at the Shell gas station, which is the Greyhound drop-off point. So about 10 minutes from now, he should be showing up. Hey guys, I finally made it to Amicalola Falls State Park. I finally got an Uber. It took about 15-20 minutes for the Uber driver to show up, but I'm a little winded, as you can tell. Not used to all this hiking, but had an awesome Uber driver. He had a pretty sweet ride, and we got to talking, and he said that he worked at Wrigley's Gum. So I got my first trail magic already. I got like 5-6 packs of gum, so fully stocked on gum for the trip. The Uber driver asked if I'd be here for the weekend, and I just kind of laughed, and I told him no, I'll be hiking for about 6 months. And he just started laughing. He said, "What?"
I've been in your waters, been knocking at your door. I know one thing for sure, I've never been so close before.
So I'm about halfway through these stairs at the approach trail, and it's no joke. Got me sweating. It got me huffing and puffing. Whew. Gotta take a break, but it's so worth it. The Appalachian Trail is 2,200 miles in length. It spans 14 states. I'm hiking northbound. Most people call it NOBO, which is just short for northern bound. Which starts in Amicalola Falls. state forest in Georgia, which is in Dawsonville. And over the next 5-6 months, I will be heading towards Maine and hopefully summiting Mount Katahdin in Baxter State Park. And I'm kind of in a timeline crunch because Baxter State Park closes the second week in October, and they also only issue so many permits to official thru hikers each year. So I'm hoping I'm able to not only get there before October 14th, 15th, somewhere in there, but also that I can acquire one of the permits to summit the Mount Katahdin. I'm hoping to reach the Springer Mountain Appalachian Trail official trailhead by nightfall to stay at the shelter at the top of the mountain. But if I'm unable to reach the top before nightfall, then I'm just going to pitch a tent somewhere on the approach trail. I have decided to hike the entire 2,200 mile Appalachian Trail in sandals. They are minimalist sandals, so I can feel every nook and cranny of this trail. And right now it kind of hurts a little bit, but I know where my limits are, so I just need to be aware of that and mindful of overexertion, especially on the first day. So everybody I've ran into has laughed about it. They say, "You're not hiking the entire Appalachian Trail in those super thin sandals, are you?" Good morning, guys. So I just headed back out on the trail. I was doing some night hiking last night. I didn't get to the camp spot until about 10 o'clock last night. So luckily it wasn't much later than that. I was running low on water, and there's a water source there. So fortunately made it just in time. Set up camp and get some water and get some rest. So I made breakfast this morning and met 3 international hikers out here at the camp, at the shelter this morning. They left earlier this morning. One's from Italy, Alex is from Spain, and the other one is from, I believe, Germany. So I'm gonna hike up here towards Springer Mountain and meet up with them guys. I have about a 1.5 mile hike into Springer Mountain, which is the official start of the Appalachian Trail. So the winds are starting to pick up here. We're starting to get some dark clouds over yonder. So I'm about a mile and a half away from the shelter. Shouldn't be much longer before I hit there, so just hopefully it don't start raining before I get there. Beat the rain to Hawk Mountain Shelter. I'm gonna be staying here for the night while this storm passes by. It's supposed to only rain over the night, so I'm hoping by tomorrow it's cleared up. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy tonight and put up my tent. So I got quite the dirt tan going on, as you can tell. But I did find a nice stream over here. I'm going to do some cryotherapy on my feet to hopefully help with the pain from wearing the sandals. But yeah, this feels really good right now. So it's about 10 in the morning and I'm still at Hawk Mountain Shelter. The storm came and it never went, and all my gear got wet. So I've decided to just kind of hang out for the day, let all my stuff dry out, and rest my feet, get some food in me. So I'm the only one here, so I've decided I'll just get up early tomorrow morning and probably like 5 in the morning to beat the crowd to the next shelter, which is about 8 or so miles ahead. So that's my game plan for today. Hey guys, I decided to keep on hiking on past the next shelter, which would have been Gooch Shelter. I felt that my gear was dry enough to continue on hiking, so yeah, I kept on hiking through Neels Gap and Woody Gap, both beautiful areas of Georgia. A lot of ridge hiking and great views throughout the whole area. The trees haven't fully blossomed here yet, so you can actually see out into the valley and see exactly where you're hiking. So it makes for a great hike, and I feel like it's a good time to hike this area this time of year. But yeah, so we eventually got to came up on Blood Mountain, which was by far the most strenuous part of this hike so far. Going up from the north side, going up towards the north side wasn't too bad. And once I got on top, the views were beautiful. I mean, they were amazing. Totally worth the climb up. And I realized that, like, you know, this is why I'm here, you know, for these views. So Blood Mountain was great. We kept on hiking all around the top of it, and each time we came up on the next view, it just kept on getting better and better. There was like 10-15 different viewing areas, so it was a really big spot up on top. But coming down the backside, there was a lot of boulders. You know, it was very treacherous hiking. Probably the worst I've come across yet. But there was a lot of people coming up. I mean, there was a lot of people coming up the mountain. I was surprised. A lot of day hikers, you know, probably take them, probably a 2-3 mile hike just for them to come to get to the top of Blood Mountain. So I was very surprised to see that many people up there. But yeah, I can see why. It was worth it. It was worth it for them to get up there. Oh, and I made it to Neels Gap. Finally made it to Neels Gap. Neels Gap is a major checkpoint for many of the thru hikers on the Appalachian Trail. There is a
a outfitter there, a Mountain Crossings Outfitters is there. And so when I came across Mountain Crossings for the first time, it was kind of like a party. You know, the vibe was very energetic, and everybody was very happy to be there. It's a place for a lot of the hikers to resupply and, you know, get a lot of food, or they could talk to the outfitters and they could ditch gear that they don't need, or, you know, a lot of the outfitters do a shakedown, which means they look at their pack and see what they do need, what they don't need, and, you know, they can get footwear there. So it's just a great place to kind of hone in on your gear, just so you have a more successful, you have a more of a chance to be successful at finishing the Appalachian Trail. There was a tree there that had like hundreds of pairs of shoes in there. Apparently that's a lot of the hikers come without, you know, good hiking shoes or, you know, any proper footwear. So it was funny because everybody was saying I should throw my sandals up there, but I didn't do that. I held on to them. But I did get another pair of shoes. Where are they at here? They're not actually shoes. They were recommended by the outfitter to get these instead of actual pair of shoes. They are sort of a croc shoe. So yeah, I sent my mom a picture of these, and she said those aren't shoes. But yeah, I mean, the guy recommended these croc style shoes. They're called Waldies. But yeah, I hiked 13.5 miles in these yesterday, and my feet felt great. So but yeah, I needed to get something to help transition my feet into hiking just in sandals. So because my feet were starting to get blood blisters where the strap in between my toes where the strap was rubbing. So I didn't want to get an infection, and so I've been monitoring that pretty closely. But yeah, so I picked up them shoes at Neels Gap. It's a great place to, you know, just hang out, and they do have a hostel there that people can stay, you know, and get a shower. But I decided to find a Airbnb. I stayed one night. I stayed at a meditation retreat. It was called the Big Sky Meditation Retreat, right outside of Blairsville, Georgia. And the place was beautiful, really nice. It was just what I needed. I needed, you know, a place to do a reset, you know. I think every now and then I'll be staying, you know, somewhere, a hostel or Airbnb, just to, you know, do a reset and, you know, recharge my batteries and recharge myself, so to speak. But yeah, Big Sky was great. I mean, they had beautiful setup. My room was called Tranquility. It was a double bed. I was in a downstairs area with a TV and a couch and a microwave, and they had laundry upstairs, so I got to do my laundry. Yeah, the upstairs was great. I mean, it was beautiful all the way around. They had a really big outside deck, and, you know, there was even a cat there. So yeah, it was cool to just hang out and relax at a beautiful place. So yeah, I want to thank Devison. He was the gatekeeper there, or the not the gatekeeper, but he takes care of the place, I guess. He was really hospitable and a great person. So if anybody's, you know, around Neels Gap, definitely check out Big Sky Meditation Retreat. Yeah, other than that, I'm gonna push on and heading towards Helen right now. Helen, Georgia. It's a city. So we're just going to keep on hiking each day and, you know, get one step closer to Maine and go from there.